But I want to encourage you with just this one final thought, to start with what you do believe and bring that to Jesus. I believe that the same Jesus who would heal a man even though he had partial faith. The man says, I do believe, but I still have unbelief. I still need help with my unbelief. And so Jesus responds to that man and actually heals his son. He actually does what the guy asked him to do. And so Jesus doesn't say, I'm going to wait around until you muster up stronger faith. He says, as long as you can come before me and say, yeah, I believe enough to change my if to I know you can. Instead of if you can, I know you can, Jesus, would you help? Instead of if you can, Jesus, let's just change that if. That's the only thing Jesus wanted to change in the man's sentence. He says, if? Is that what you're going to come at me with? Anything's possible to him who believes. And the guy says, okay, I do believe. Let's change that if. And so I want to challenge you. There's got to be something that you do believe. Even if you're struggling, even if you have some doubts, even if you're questioning about some of those things, just change that if to I do know that he can. And bring that to Jesus. There's a little statement at the bottom of the sheet that doesn't have blanks in it because it's just there for you. I ask you to think right now how you would fill out that sentence. I know God can blank, so I will blank. A couple examples. I know he can speak to me, so I'll read the Bible. I know God can inspire me, so I'll gather with his people in worship. I know God will grow me, so I'll join a discussion and talk about how he's moving in my life. I know God can blank, so I will blank. That's called bringing what you know, bringing what you do believe to Jesus and letting him do some miracle in the midst of that. I don't exactly know where you are. I think the majority of you have probably already settled in your mind that what you believe about God and what you believe about Jesus. And the majority of you that I've spoken to have a personal connection with Jesus where you've made a personal commitment to follow him with your life. But if you haven't done that yet, I want to encourage you just to come back next week and soak in these next couple of weeks, because I believe the Jesus who healed this man's son on the partial faith of his father is ready to give you a beautiful epiphany, is ready to give you a paradigm-shifting encounter sometime this month. And if it's not you, someone you know needs a paradigm-shifting encounter, and someone you know needs a beautiful epiphany, and I believe God is going to speak it to them here in this place, and they need to be here. So let's do our job. Let's get this thing done. Let's bring a couple people here who need that, and let's you and I make the decision that we're going to take what we believe and bring it to Jesus and let him do a miracle in the midst. I want to ask you to close your eyes and reflect a little bit. Just what is God speaking to you right now? What is he saying in your heart that he wants to do in your life? What are the doubts that you have? What are the things that you do believe? We're going to sing a reflection song here, and as we do so, I just want to give you the opportunity to jot down on the back of that card, journal style, some things that God is working on your heart in. Do you have questions? Write them down. Do you have doubts? Write them down. Do you have a belief? Can you say, I know God is this way, so I will? Write it down. As we sing this song, we just invite you to prayerfully use this time, you and God.